Welcome back for part 3 of the test rocks. Not completely satisfied with my findings, to be honest. I've let them dry for quite a while. I'm yet to do any water testing or anything like that on them. I want to probably dunk them and soak them in a tub of water for about a week, and then I'll retest again. But as a quick update, so I've got one thin coat of grout. This one was the pond sealer one. This one was the cement and bondcrete, sand and cement and bondcrete, sorry. This one here was the thick coat of grout, and this one was my controlled. This one here just has the same exact coatings as what I would normally do on a tank, which is just one thin layer of pointing, second coat's thicker, third coat is straight from the tub, and obviously that's the little block of grout that I had. Now, starting with the controlled, as solid as it is, and scratch proof, all of that sort of stuff, waterproof as it is, I wanted to try and take away, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but there's a sponginess to it. It does retract back to where it was, but this does get softer when it's hot. Currently it's cold, but it will get softer when it's hot. But it comes back, so there's no real main purpose of trying to strengthen it up. I just wanted to do a bit of testing. So I mean, this is perfectly fine from all aspects. I would probably only use expanding foam from now on for just filling in, and I'll be using ledges and all that sort of stuff will be out of my insulation foam. So as a controlled, that is pretty soft. Moving on to, let's go this one. This one was the thin layer of grout. It helped a lot. I mean, it's a lot more dense. And like I said, it's very hard to show you on this photo, but on this video, sorry. But it still compresses. There's no resistance to that, really. But again, it all comes back. Doesn't stay dented, doesn't crack. Unless you were to really push on it, it probably would crack, but nobody's putting that much pressure on a background. So moving on, this one is a thick layer. Honestly, it didn't really make much of a difference. If anything, this one, oh, there you go, it just cracked. So I find that the grout underneath, that's just cracking the grout away, and it's just separating the pointing on the top. So really, having that thick layer of grout has actually caused dramas underneath. I can feel it cracking under my fingers. So I'm going to say the thick layer of grout is doing nothing for that. Obviously this grout is rock solid. You're not going to break that. You will break it in half if you drop it. Pond sealer, pretty much the same as normal pointing. If anything, it's probably a bit softer, because technically this only has 2 coats of pointing and 1 coat of waterproofing, where this one has the 3 coats. Same with this one's only got 2 coats of pointing. So if you were to do 3 coats of pointing, possibly it would make a difference, but it becomes a cost thing over a necessity. This one is really what I was hoping for, but sand and cement has got me scared. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know I had an incident with sand and cement where I had it in my bioactive enclosure, and over about a course of about 2 weeks, I decided to pull that enclosure down and add some more soil and stuff to it, because it was never right in the first place. And I pulled the rock out, and it literally crumbled in my hand. It fell to pieces, and I refused to use it again. Whether or not it was the way I mixed it, the way I did it, whatever it was, it just didn't work. Without having multiple layers of clear pond sealer over it, I could not get it to stop breaking apart. So unless there's someone out there that can enlighten me as to how people do it, because I've had nothing but dramas when introduced to water or moisture. So I'm still skeptical about this one. It is solid, like very solid. I will give it that. It is very, very, very hard. I'm going to put this, I'm hoping that the 2 coats of pointing is enough to protect the sand and cement underneath. Until I soak that in water for about a week, I am not trusting it in the slightest. And in all honesty, the amount of effort to mix the sand and cement, put the Bondcrete in it, just to do the first coat, I honestly don't think it's worth it. Unless you're concerned about the sponginess with whatever animal you're putting in it. Honestly, the pointing holds up perfectly fine. Lastly, we've got that was last. Ignore that. So that's it. Until I get these soaked in water, I'm pretty much going to call this one a bust. So that one later down the track I'll probably just leave aside, and when I've got some leftover colour or whatever, I'll just throw some more on that and create another rock out of it. Soak them all in water and I'll show you the results on them. After I do that, I will let them dry for about a week. Let the water really dry out of them, put them in the sun, get them all fully dry, and then I will do a how-to video on, like I said in the previous one, how to dry brush paint, and also a close-up, and possibly not so much of a time-lapse of what I do with my airbrush. And I'll show you the kit that I've got for it if you are interested in that. So yeah, until then, this is just a bit of a vlog video really, and I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek. This one is the next build. Ignore the background of it. That's just the one it came with. It'll be gone in no time. So I'll end this video with another close-up of the waterfall build. So I'll catch us after.